2020. Well, this year hasn't been the most brightest year or the most electric year by any reason whatsoever. But this year also marks the start of the decade of EVs. Yes, I have the Mercedes-Benz EQC with me today. We are going to be seeing an influx of EVs coming into the Indian market. So how practical are they? How good is the Mercedes EQC? Does the value addition of a luxury car combined with an electric vehicle make absolute sense? I'm Konark Tyagi, you're watching Mashable India. Let's get to know all about the Mercedes-Benz EQC. So talking about how the new EQC looks, DRLs over here, they're nice and bright. It's also got two projector headlamps in here, one for the low beam, one for the high beam. Then you've got these parking sensors along with the 360-degree cameras that the car has on the inside. As you can see, the camera is here right below this massive Mercedes logo on the center grille. Then when you move over to the sides, where you see these 20-inch Pirelli tires in here. The alloy wheel pattern has this tint of blue in the middle, which signifies that this is an electric car. The overall theme, the overall feel of the EQC is carried forward in the alloy wheel design as well. On the inside of the Mercedes EQC, well, not a very familiar Mercedes cabin, I must say, except the screens over here. We've seen this similar layout of two different screens clubbed together in other Mercedes cars as well. When I open up the EQ menu, I can see various things like the current charge station. I can also navigate to the nearest charging station, as I can see over here in my vicinity, near the destination or along the route. All of these settings you can select into the main menu of EQ. You can select a departure time. For example, if I have to leave for somewhere at say 3 o'clock, so I can select the departure time here, so it will cool the car before I get in. It shows you the maximum charge state and the maximum charge current, all of that. The current consumption patterns of the car, as you can see, my average at the moment is 3.3 kilometers per kilowatt. More on that later, it's a different ball game altogether. Well, this is the KMPL for electric cars. Then you can see the energy flow, how much of energy are you using and what exact system of the car is using it at the current point. As I have 66% battery left, it is showing the two motors over here. So the infotainment system over here, what's the tech in here like? What are the connected car bits? Of course, it also comes with Mercedes Me built-in system. It's also got Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
That screen is pretty neat and crisp. Alright, so there is something new in the EQC. There are the energizing comfort modes where when I select one of these modes, for example, I select this one over here at the moment. So what it does is playing some nice upbeat music. It's giving me a nice massage in the seat. The seats also have massagers, by the way, both of them, the driver and the co-driver. The air conditioning unit also tunes up according to that. So space at the back at the rear seat in the EQC is decent. I wouldn't say it is the most spacious place to be in, especially the sloping roofline. It does come in a little down, and also this doesn't have a panoramic sunroof, so that feeling of space, the feeling of airiness at the rear seat is not there. The sunroof is small, it's limited for the front passengers. But at the back here, the underthigh support is good. The seats have been scooped out so that we get that extra inch of legroom. Overall, it's a comfortable space to be in, especially when you pull out this armrest, which also opens up. In fact, sitting three abreast here might be a little bit of an issue, considering the fact it's got this big transmission tunnel over here, which houses the battery. And you've got AC vents. The overall feeling of space is a little low, but again, having said that, it is not a deal breaker. the car is pretty heavy and it is considerably low than the GLC as well. The center of gravity is pretty well balanced out. What that means is when I'm taking it hard into corners, it does tend to roll around a bit, but not as much as you would expect from a car which weighs 2.5 tons. That's mainly got to do with the fact that the batteries have been placed right on the lower rungs of the car, which has given it a very low center of gravity, which in turn translates into good driving dynamics. The suspension, well, it's a little bit on the stiffer side, considering the fact that it's running on 20-inch wheels, which means that the sidewall is pretty small, which results in a little bit of a bumpy ride. But honestly, I've been driving on some really bad roads here in Manesar after all the monsoon. It's not a deal breaker for sure. It's not even that bad, but it can get a little stiff at times. But again, there is that fine balance between that sportiness that you want and also aiding that comfort. It just pushes you back into the seat instantaneous. You know, the power that you get from an electric car, of course, and a fast one like this which has 700 Nm of torque, all of that coming to you in a jiffy. Trust me, if you do not warn your fellow passengers and you go out of the throttle, they might skip a heartbeat or two. Talking about the performance bit now, two motors, one motor up front which takes care of the wheels at the front. That motor is what predominantly drives the engine. That is the main motor when you're driving the car around on slow city traffic conditions. That is what gives the power to the front wheel. It has been tuned for efficiency so that you get the most kilometers out of your charge. Then when you talk about the rear wheels, they are powered by a separate motor. So there are two motors working independently, tuned in a more dynamic state of tune compared to the one up front, which is tuned for efficiency. So when you're pottering around in town, like I am right now, doing around 20-30 kmph, the motor up front is what the engine is using. It is tuned for efficiency. Basically, it increases your overall range of the car. But the moment you put it in sport, or the moment you go hard on the accelerator, even in comfort or eco mode, the rear motor automatically realizes that and it just goes to the 100 mark. The car then just rockets to the 100 mark in just 5 seconds. Very important questions, and this is what a lot of you must be thinking as well. I'll answer it very simply. Mercedes claims that it can go up to 450 kilometers plus, according to their tests. But in real world conditions, I've been driving around the car for almost over 100 kilometers now, and I've eaten up at 3.2 kilometers per kilowatt hour. Now, in an electric car, 3.2 kilometers per kilowatt hour is what kilometers per liter is to in a normal internal combustion car. It's a 80 kilowatt battery in here. Mercedes claims that it will give you a range of around 400-450 kilometers. But in real world conditions, you can expect around 300 to 350 kilometers. If you are really soft on your foot, then you can expect onward 350 kilometers and above. Now let's talk about the second bit, which is how do you charge it. There are three ways to charge this. One is directly through your home AC charger. Well, that is the most slowest way to charge the car as well, and that would take around 21 hours to charge it from 10 to 100%. Then there is a second way to charge it, which Mercedes claims will be the most common one. That is fixing a wall unit at your home or at your workplace. Then there is also a third way to charge the car, which is using a fast charger. But that fast charger will charge the car completely in around an hour and a half. And Mercedes is saying that they've already installed a lot of those fast charging stations throughout the country, and the number as we speak will keep on increasing in the future. So the EQC is Mercedes' first car in the EQ space, in the EV space in India. Then they're planning to launch other cars globally as well, and other cars for the Indian market following on. As and when that happens, the charging stations, the entire infrastructure will keep on getting better. Then the performance on tap, 700 Nm, 5 seconds to the 100 mark, the overall practicality bit, and of course that feel good feeling when you talk about saving the environment, doing your bit. You're ultimately driving a very green car indeed. So all in all, the Mercedes EQC is a pretty great offering from Mercedes and is a solid first step in the EV direction.